Have you seen this? Jordan Peterson asked a question that got a lot of people thinking. Is Elon Musk even human? It's kind of easy to laugh off, but think about that for a second. Someone at the pinnacle of human achievement in nearly a dozen different industries surely can't be just like the rest of us, right? This is a conversation that gave me a lot of food for thought and a lot of reasons to introspect what we're all doing with our own lives. So let's just get into it.
What do you make of Elon Musk? You've spoken about him a bit. You met him.
Struck with admiration. That's what I make of him. And I always think of that as a primary. Well, it's like, do you find this comedian funny? It's like, well, I laugh at him. You know what I mean? It's not propositional again. And so there are things I would like to ask Mr. Musk about. The Mars venture, I don't know what he's up to there. It strikes me as absurd in the most fundamental sense, because I think, well, it'd be easier just to build an outpost in the Antarctica or in the desert.
Well, how much of the human endeavor is absurd?
Well, that's what did Nietzsche say? Great men are seldom credited with their stupidity. Who the hell knows what Musk is up to? I mean, obviously he's building rockets. Now, he's motivated because he wants to build a platform for life on Mars. Is that a good idea? Who am I to say? He's building the rockets, man, but I'd like to ask him about it. Well, it isn't obvious to me that I'm in any position to evaluate Elon Musk. Like, I would like to talk to him and find out what he's up to and why, but I mean, he's an impossible person. What he's done is impossible. All of it. It's like he built an electric car that works. Now, does it work completely and will it replace gas cars or should it? I don't know. But if we're going to build electric cars, he seems to be the best at that by a lot. And he more or less did that. People carp about him, but he more or less did that by himself. I know he's very good at distributing responsibility and all of that, but he's the spearhead. And then that was pretty hard. And then he built a rocket at like 1/10 the price of NASA rockets. And then he shot his car out into space. That's pretty hard. And then he's building this boring company, more or less as a, what would you call it? It's this whimsical joke in some sense, but it's not a joke. He's amazing.
And Neuralink, delving into the depths of the mind.
And Starlink. It's like, go Elon, as far as I'm concerned.
And you can keep going. Artificial intelligence, social media, the Hyperloop, and so much more. Elon Musk has sometimes been described as the real-life Tony Stark, but maybe even more than that. How do you categorize or compare a character that lives the same 24 hours as the rest of us, and yet has already made 10 lives worth of achievement? It is said that movies are much like real life, but they are condensed with all the boring parts edited out. In that case, there would hardly be anything to leave out in the life of someone like Elon Musk. And when Jordan Peterson's words fall short to describe this life, satire is the only refuge for his sheer admiration for Musk. In response to a post on X asking what you'd ask if you met Elon Musk, Jordan Peterson simply replied that he would ask, quote, "Okay, buddy, what planet are you really from?" What's crazy is that Musk's professional prowess in multiple industries is still just one aspect of his personality. He's also one of the most abrasive outliers in all of Silicon Valley, standing out with opinions that are out of turn for a left-dominated industry that's always looking to demonize and minimize his work. Isn't that exactly what you see every time he clashes with people like Mark Zuckerberg, Bob Iger, and Bill Gates? He not only stands at the cusp of human technological advancement, but also at the same time stands on the outskirts of the popular crowd just for his different political and social opinions. And while he's juggling multiple companies at the same time, you could ask, how does he even find the time to do all that? Because on the face of it, he gets the same 24-hour day as the rest of us. Musk was actually asked about how he does the seemingly superhuman task of achieving hundreds of times more than the average human in the same time frame. He remarked that he divides every single day into blocks of 5 minutes each, and he makes sure to do something productive and worthwhile in each of those 5 minutes, even if it's something very minor like drinking a glass of water to be hydrated. Every time the next 5 minutes starts, he feels the pressure to make the best of that time as well, until his entire day, month, and years become more productive than anyone else. But I think if you zoom out into the big picture, that hard work and productivity alone does not fully account for what makes Elon Musk such an enigmatic figure. There's something more, and that's his unapologetic stances on social and political issues that he believes are correct Occasionally mixed in with sarcasm and internet meme culture, his countercultural view on something like population growth is one such example.
He puts his finger on things so oddly. The problem is underpopulation. It's like, I think so too. I think it's a terrible problem that the West, for example, is no longer at replacement with regard to birth rate. It means we've abandoned the virgin and the child in the most fundamental sense. It's a bloody catastrophe. And Musk, he sees it clear as can be. It's like, well, and where everyone else is running around going, oh, there's too many people. It's like, nope. Got that. Not only, see, I've learned that there are falsehoods and lies, and there are anti-truths. And an anti-truth is something that's so preposterous that you couldn't make a claim that's more opposite to the truth. And the claim that there are too many people on the planet is an anti-truth. So, people say, well, you have to accept limits to growth and et cetera. It's like, I have to accept the limits that you're going to impose on me because you're frightened of the future. That's your theory, is it? Okay.
Elon Musk is one of the few people that go against the tide of ideas around modern environmentalism or population control, criticizing the almost Malthusian undertone that seems to have taken over the debate. But to introduce some statistics into the discussion, there's two facts that are enough to discredit a lot of the doomsaying on population control that Jordan Peterson has even gone as far as calling anti-human. In just the last century, the total human population has more than quadrupled from around 2 billion people to 8 billion people today. At the same time, abject poverty rates have fallen from 80% at the turn of the last century to just over 20% today. That is an achievement that is unrivaled by any period in human history, and that sharp change in both these statistics will likely never be witnessed again for a long time. Generally, people that speak on the overpopulation idea are really just warning about whether our systems and resources can support more people. For those, human ingenuity, innovation, and growth in the last 100 years should knock down any such ideas. The global pie is not fixed. It is increasing in size every day and can feed a lot more people than currently exist. In fact, Elon Musk himself went as far as saying that Earth could even support 10 times as many humans as now, which means over 80 billion people. Humanity isn't reaching that number anytime soon, or probably ever, but it does point to his conviction in how big and resourceful the Earth is relative to the current human population.
I saw you took a trip to the Tesla factory. What were your thoughts after meeting Elon Musk? Did you get to speak to him much?
I wouldn't say much. We spoke probably for 20 minutes in total, not purely privately because there was other people around, but that just barely gets you to know the surface of someone like Musk, because he's an amazing person and God only knows what's up with him, all things considered. We saw his new truck. He was taking people out for a ride. I didn't go out for a ride. The truck's an amazing piece of engineering. The factory is massive. What do you say about someone who built a functional electric car and then shot it into space on a rocket? He's a singular person, but I thought it went very well. It was a very interesting evening. So I was pleased to be there, and, we sort of walked around each other a bit, and it was just fine. People think, I'll say what I have to say when I get to the point where I'm protected and secure. It's like, first of all, being protected and secure does not give you the courage to say what you have to say. That's a completely... That theory couldn't be more backwards. You think you're going to get braver and braver as you get more and more protected? You think that's how the world works? I mean, I've watched university professors think that at some point they're going to say what they think as they develop their career, but by the time they're protected and secure, they've spent so much time not saying what they think that they aren't even who they were and they don't know what they think. So, no, he says what he says because he's always done that. And people who are like him are like that. And so Steve Jobs, I presume, was exactly the same way. I mean, I know people who knew him. He always said what he thought. And he was pretty damn cut and dried about it, which is why the Apple products are such miracles of technological mastery. He had an unbelievably canny design eye and was very... he cut whole projects without a second thought, in some sense, when they weren't working. The enterprise he's put together is unbelievably high functioning. I mean, to produce an automobile sub-industry that's actually competitive and to bring down the cost of space exploration by a factor of 10 and to invent reusable rockets and to have developed this boring technology. It's a miraculous. He's probably an alien.
Yeah, probably.
Probably. Yeah.
There's only two.
Probably a reptilian, isn't it?
It's true that a lot of people like to chalk that up to the people that work under Elon Musk in those companies, and of course, it's every one of them contributing to the enterprise, but there's something to be said for the person at the top like Elon Musk, who seems to become a catalyst for any company or industry he takes the reins of. It's similar to something like the economy because labor and talent have existed for all time, unutilized to their potential without the system and incentive structure provided by capitalism. The fact that Musk possesses the skill of extracting the best potential out of the people that work in his companies means that he understands how human cooperation systems truly function. Elon Musk overall is a divisive figure in the world of tech startups, much like Jordan Peterson is in the world of psychology. But that's part of the reason why they've broken out of the fold and established massive empires and followings of their own. Seen from this perspective, Jordan's interest and admiration for Elon Musk certainly makes sense, because it's always people that dare to stand out from the popular fold that achieve something great in life.